Have you ever wondered how a simple peasant girl became a symbol of national heroism? Our tale begins in a humble village named Domremy, nestled in the heart of France. Here, around the year 1412, during the tumultuous era of the Hundred Years' War, a girl named Joan was born. Joan's life, like many of her contemporaries, was far from opulent. She spent her early years in the pastoral tranquility of her father's sheep fields, the rhythms of rural life shaping her character. Yet, Joan was not an ordinary girl. From a young age she experienced visions and heard voices, which she believed to be divine in origin. These spiritual encounters, she claimed, guided her decisions and actions throughout her life. Her pastoral world and these mystical experiences would soon converge, leading her down a path far removed from the quiet fields of Domremy. From tending her father's sheep to commanding armies, Joan's life took an extraordinary turn. Who could imagine a teenager leading an army? Joan of Arc did just that. In the heart of France, a young peasant girl named Joan had a divine revelation. She believed she was called by the saints to reclaim France from English domination and to install Charles VII as the rightful king. With this mission in her heart, she set off to Vaucouleurs, seeking an audience with the local magistrate, Robert de Baudricourt. Despite her humble background, Joan's conviction was so strong, it moved Baudricourt to grant her an escort to the royal court at Chinon. There she met Charles VII, a skeptical king, yet intrigued by Joan's audacity and her intimate knowledge of a secret prayer he'd said, gave her a chance to prove herself, and so Joan of Arc, the young peasant girl, was entrusted with an army to lift the Siege of Orléans. Against all odds, her strategic brilliance and unwavering faith led to a glorious victory. The tide of the Hundred Years' War began to turn. Her subsequent campaigns paved the way for the coronation of Charles VII in Reims, fulfilling the divine mission she claimed to have received. In the face of adversity, Joan rose to the challenge, proving that age and status are no barrier to courage and conviction. But not all stories of heroes end in glory. Joan's tale took a tragic turn in 1430, when she was captured by the Burgundians during a skirmish near Compiègne. Sold to the highest bidder, she ended up in the hands of the English, her sworn enemies. Her captors, eager to discredit her and the Dauphin who she'd championed, put her on trial for heresy. She was an illiterate peasant girl, pitted against a panel of learned theologians and lawyers. They questioned her visions, her divine mission, and most controversially, her choice to wear men's clothing, a violation of the church's law. Despite the odds, Joan defended herself with a courage and wit that defied her humble origins. But the verdict was a foregone conclusion. In 1431 she was condemned to death and burned at the stake in the old marketplace of Rouen. She was just 19 years old, yet Joan's story didn't end there. 24 years after her death, a posthumous retrial initiated by her mother and the Inquisitor General cleared her name. The court declared her innocent and her execution a travesty of justice. Almost 6 centuries later, in 1920, the Catholic Church recognized Joan's deep spirituality and unwavering faith, canonizing her as a saint. A peasant girl who became a military leader, a heretic who was made a saint. Joan of Arc's life was cut short, but her legacy of bravery and faith lives on. So, what makes Joan of Arc's story resonate even today? Joan's life is a testament to the power of faith, courage, and sheer determination. As a humble peasant girl, she heard divine voices that inspired her to take up arms and lead an army, forever changing the course of the Hundred Years' War. Her victories were not just military triumphs, but they also rekindled the spirit of a nation on the brink of collapse, instilling a renewed sense of hope, pride, and unity. Beyond the battlefields, Joan's legacy extends to her enduring influence as a symbol of French nationalism. Her story, her courage, and her faith have transcended the boundaries of time and geography to inspire people worldwide. From women seeking equality to nations seeking identity, Joan of Arc's tale continues to echo in the hearts of the oppressed and the hopeful alike. Joan of Arc, the peasant girl turned warrior, became an everlasting symbol of courage and faith. Her story reminds us that extraordinary things can come from the most unexpected places.
If you like our video, please subscribe to the channel.